Annyeonghaseyo, hello and welcome. It is Saintess of the Golden Bow night. We're playing the demo. I'm excited for this. We got the developer here in chat. TransparentGms right there. Also going by Anna or... Sorry if I butcher this. Lavinnia? That's really pretty. Hopefully I said that right. Lavinnia? I just realized who you are. Oh, Ace. Oh, Ace. You're so precious. So precious. Awesome. Awesome. Lavinia is a really pretty name. They go by they, them. That's their pronouns. So let's not mess that up, people. Let's see. I will get their Twitter in the chat here. So anybody curious about the game can check them out. There it is. We're gonna pin this in chat. Right up top. Until I get rid of it. Or I'm just gonna forget about it. It's gonna be there no matter how long I stream. Because I have the memory of a goldfish. Oh, right. So, I have the demo kind of just sitting here, but we're going to start with our Manhwa Rec for the day. And because this is a game where our main character pops into a BL, it has nothing to do with the fact that I've been recommending nothing but BLs for like the past several weeks. But yes, the Manhwa Rec for today is a BL, and it's actually a pretty good one. It'll pull at your heartstrings because I do love the ones that pull at your heartstrings. And surprisingly, it's not even the first time I've read a BL like this. Surprisingly. This is somewhat of a trope. But, let me get it up. It's For You Who Grieves, and you can read it on Tapas. I got the official summary up here. Oh lordy. I forgot that they flip-flopped the names. They westernized the names here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. Do I read it like that? Oh, God. I always flip-flop it in my head. Oh, thank you for the follow, /fic or /FIK. Appreciate it, and welcome on in. Okay, so official summary for You Who Grieves. Kim Do-yoon should have died in the car crash, but Faye had other plans. He wakes up in the hospital, trapped in a bruised and unfamiliar body. Upon returning to university, he crosses paths with his old friend, Hong-gyeol. However, Hong-gyeol is unrecognizable. He is consumed by grief and unwilling to engage with Do-yoon. Yet, a haunting familiarity tugs at Hong-gyeol as if this stranger is an uncanny reflection of the dead man he still loves. So, yeah, we got two characters who like have a history. They kind of build up their history. One falls in love with the other, but then one of those characters dies. However, the character that dies wakes up in another body. And you're like, okay, well, how's that gonna work? But oh God, the whoever wrote this story, who wrote this one? There's three creators. I don't know which one's the writer. Maybe Jualong, I think. Maybe, or it could be White April. Usually the authors have like a kind of fun name, like I don't know, Potato Pie or White Blossom, some kind of like mixture of like two English words. Usually, sometimes they just kind of throw on their name, but I'm gonna guess it's White April maybe. But yeah, whoever wrote this very, very well. It's like well paced. You're gonna feel the grief of the character who is like grieving the guy who died, the guy he fell in love with who died. And yesterday's Manhwa Rec was God, what was it? Romance, but not romantic. The one that you'd have to read on Riddy Books because it doesn't have an official English translation yet. But that one's like romance comedy with a little bit of drama, but not a whole lot of drama. This one is like you're gonna get a lot of drama and like pulling on the heartstrings, but it's so good. I think there's a little little bit of comedy, but not a whole lot. But our main character, he's pretty good at like adapting to the situation. Like, even though he died, he woke up in another body, and he now has to like live as this other person, but he's still himself. So it's like, how do you reconcile with that? But he does a pretty good job of it. But also trying to get close to somebody who is grieving your death. It's a really interesting read. It's on hiatus right now, I do believe. Yeah, I went in hiatus April 30th. So not too long ago. Actually, God. I'm a liar. August. It's June. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's almost been 5 months. We're getting to the 5-month mark. So it should come back for season 2 pretty soon, because it ended with season 1. But we'll see. I think the Korean version's already completed though. I think that's what I read. But yeah, it's not even the first time I've read this kind. I can't remember what the other one was called. But it was not as well paced as this one. It was still pretty good, but it wasn't as well paced as this one. This one is like freaking, it's so good. It's so good. So highly recommend. My Doka brain is trying to brain. I literally just woke up like an hour ago. Thankfully, for once, the concert blaring outside was actually helpful. And woke my ass up. I'm like, oh shit, why did my alarm go off? My alarm was set. It's just like, nah, I'm not gonna go off. Screw you. Okay. So let me get this up and going. First, let me close my browser. Get that out of there. Get out of there. Alrighty. I'll get rid of those. And we'll jump over to the gaming screen. Alrighty. Get my desktop audio on and open the demo. Okay, you can hear it. Now I just gotta get the game capture on it. There it is. Oh, gotta resize. It's big. It's too big. There are black bars on the side, so I'm gonna try and adjust it to where there's no black bars. Okay, and pop it up right about there. That looks good. Okay, calibrate. Alrighty. See, I got my preferences already set. Windowed. Text speed, auto speed. Music volume, sound volume, voice volume. I'm excited to hear the voice acting. Who are the voice actors? No one I recognize, but I didn't really expect that to be the case. However, I'm still curious to hear them. We'll see, we'll see. Okay, and let's go. Ah, just my luck. Why does it have to be pouring now? I want to go home. I'll be soaked by the time I reach the subway. Oh, I do like the animation. Moving across the screen. I like it. I run down the street, holding my bag over my head in a futile attempt to block the rain. I do my best to stay underneath the shop awnings. The cars speeding down the street, however, kick up puddles that shower me in rainwater. Those assholes. I'm ill-prepared for such weather. I didn't even take a hoodie with me, let alone an umbrella. Let's be real, unless it's like waterproof, a hoodie ain't gonna do much for you. It's just gonna get wet and then be like a big ol' wet rag over you. Not very comfortable. The damp cold seeps into my body, making me shiver. This day sucks. My boss yelled at me again, and I had to cover for my sick coworker on top of doing my own tasks. Why is this my life? I mean, my boss doesn't yell at me, but there are people at my work that yell at me even though I don't work for them. So it's like, an office job sucks. It's true. It's true. I've never really worked in an office now that I think about it. Not like an official, you know, cubicle office space. Not for long, anyway. I have worked in one call center. Technically two, if we count my remote job, but yeah, I hated it. Don't put me in a little box. I start to go crazy. I recently graduated from college and got this boring job where all I do is call people to sell them beauty products. She's in a call center. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Freaking. Oh God, what did I do? This was years and years and years ago. The most recent one was like financial bank stuff, which really sucked. But the people who called you for that were just like always angry. Like, why are you taking my money? And I'm like, it's not me. I promise. But the first one I did was DirecTV, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And it's always like the older people who are calling saying, my cable box doesn't work. And I'm like, yes, it does. Just, you know, plug it in. Trying to do tech support over the phone with people who don't understand like tech at all, it drove me insane. So I think I did that for I did all of the training, and then I did like 2.5 weeks of the actual work, and I'm like, I'm out. I can't do this. I pay for your job. I could have your job in a second. Oh my God. Oh my God. When I worked for the financial business and all those people calling in saying, you know, it was oh God. Oh God. It was like a credit card company. Synchrony? It was Synchrony, yeah. And even though I got to be at home and I got to go to work in my pajamas, it wasn't worth it with the freaking stress all the time. People calling in, why am I getting charged like $300 in interest? And I'm like, because you didn't make your freaking payment in 6 months, but trying to explain that. Anyway. Adult life sucks. There have never been truer words spoken. Thank you, Celine. You spoke the words in my heart. It hadn't taken me long to tire of the monotony of adult life. I just want to curl up under a blanket and read web novels. Why is she me? Why is she me? Why is she me? Being the heroine of a fantasy romance novel would be such an amazing life. Fighting to save a kingdom from impending doom with magical powers and falling in love with a hottie. Thinking about what to read next, I run through the crosswalk. Oh no. Oh no. It's rainy. We're thinking about web novels. We're crossing a street. I can just sense Truck Kun is like on his fucking way. Yep, I hear it. I hear it. What? By the time I notice the light is actually red, not green, it's too late. I'm in the middle of the crosswalk with a truck driving straight at me. I fucking knew it. Should I take a step back or run forward? Quick! Think, Celine. I take a step back, but it's too late. Oh no. We got whackety whacked. Wait, I have a redeem for this. Hold on. This is Celine right now. That lagged. Let me do that again. I will do that again in 40 seconds. Hold on. We'll continue. I'll get hit by the truck twice. Oh, so much blood. Ah! It hurts. The pain. It's excruciating. My whole body hurts so much. Until I suddenly stop feeling anything anymore. The absence of pain brings me relief. I let my life go. The next thing I know, I'm floating in a cotton-like substance. Are we in the clouds? I feel comforted, safe even. Have I really died? Am I in heaven now? I wouldn't go to heaven, I know that for a fact. Ah, but I wanted to read the last chapter of my favorite author's new web novel. She really is me. Like, I don't want to die until I've read that new chapter, at the very least. No, God, put me back. Now I'll never find out what happens to the heroine in the end. A chuckle escapes me, a loud sound in this quiet place. I'm pathetic, aren't I? I died, and now I'm just thinking of my hobbies. Not my parents or my friends. Not that I had a great relationship with anybody anyway. I was quite a loner. Bro, she's coming for me. She's reading me right now. What is that sound? In the emptiness, I can hear someone singing, an angelic voice. It's calling to me. You must fight on. I must? But I'm dead. I don't have anything, or I don't have to do anything. Oh no, not the mustard. Suddenly I feel a pull. My soul gets grabbed and yanked towards a golden whirlpool. I scream, but no sound comes out of my mouth. I close my eyes, the shifting reality around me making me feel dizzy. Whoever did the background art is pretty good. Drawing trees is hard. And they drew a lot of them. When my senses return to me again, the first thing I notice is the fresh scent of a forest. I open my eyes and look around. In the middle of the woods, I'm in the middle of the woods. Lush canopies of trees above me sway gently in the light breeze. There's something heavy in my hand, and when I look down, I see that I'm holding a simple hunting bow. My feet, clad in riding boots, sink into the damp green moss of the forest floor. I do believe right here. Okay, my cursor is showing. Right here, there's like one extra space. I tend to notice those. I don't know why, but I'll see them in like Manhwa all the time where I'm like, oh, someone put like one extra space. It's just the font not fonting right. Oh, is it? Yeah, that's always a possibility as well. I'm out hunting, I realize. Wait, how is that possible? I just died and... It's been ages since I handled a bow. The last time I practiced archery was in middle school, back when my parents could still afford to spoil me. Yeah, when I make thumbnails and stuff, there are just some fonts where you're like, oh, it looks like how I want it to look. But then like the spacing can be very strange. Or like the font's really good, but they didn't do like the numbers for it. So you try to add a number and it's just like an Arial number with like a really customized font. You're like, why is it like that? Just do the numbers, please. Every time there's an F. Oh, there's gonna be so many Fs. Oh man. Sucks because it really is a nice font. Yeah. Now that I'm looking at it, it's like the G looks really nice, but it also does kind of like add a bit of an awkward space there too. I mean, it still looks fine. It's legible. I've read some things where it's like they used a really well, I guess it was a pretty font, but it was like hard to read. If I can read it, we're good. We're Gucci. It's been ages since I handled a bow. Oh, I read that already. I also hadn't put on such high boots today for work, or these fancy pants, or this jacket. Is there a way to hide the box? Oh, I can also save. H. Oh, there we go. I just wanted to see what her fancy pants looked like. I do like the jacket. Actually, this whole outfit's pretty cute. Anyway, the outfit looks like it belongs in a Korean web novel. Or web comic. She really is me. Who am I? Celeste. Where are you, Celeste? Somehow I suddenly realize I'm supposed to be hiding. Hiding from what or whom, I don't understand. I only know I must seek cover, The urge to disappear from sight is so strong that I don't even question it. Me every day. Go. She just dipped. I found a thicket of bushes and dive into them, not caring that my outfit will get dirty or torn. From my hiding spot, I observed the situation, holding my breath. A handsome man with red hair tied back in a ponytail runs towards me. He's wearing some sort of fantasy armor, and he has 2 thin swords on his hips. H. The costume design is, chef's kiss. It's very on point. I like it. I recognize this person. This man is my knight. Levi? Parinth? Parinth? Wait, I don't have a knight. I'm Celine. I'm a 21-year-old, simple American office worker fresh out of college with a job in sales. You're very hot. I don't usually like guys with long hair, but sometimes the character design just like makes it work. So far, this is working for me. Maybe it's his like very kind looking face. Is that really the whole truth though? Levi turns left and right, searching for me. Celeste, please come out. Failing to discover me, he runs off. I recognize this guy's looks from somewhere, and the name Celeste is familiar too. Yeah, whenever I see a guy with long hair and I'm like, usually I'm not into that, but so far every single time I've seen a guy with long hair in a game that we played, it's worked. It's worked. Like Izel from Save the Villainess. No, I couldn't have. Did I get reincarnated here? Out of all the books or games that could have been the setting for my reincarnation, why did I have to end up in the BL tragic fantasy novel? Why this one? Because it's my frickin' luck, that's why. Saint of the Golden Bow is the work's name. It was recently adapted to a webcomic. That's how popular it was. The book used to be one of my favorites, but the world of this story is not a nice place to live. There's a war going on with a demon queen. I like the role reversal. We got the saint and then the demon queen instead of demon king. Very, very nice. And Celeste, why did I have to be reincarnated as her? What I just witnessed was the opening scene of the book. Before Levi is chosen to become the titular saint, he goes out hunting with his unrequited love, the lady he's serving. Stop shrimping? Okay, hold on. Make it a leg under me here. Hey. Okay. I have stopped shrimping. Now I gotta calibrate. There we go. He's supposed to protect Celeste, but he loses sight of her at some point, and... What was that sound? That sounded awful. An ungodly sound makes the hairs on my skin stand up. Oh, it's a little guy. Let's get a good look at him. Look at them toes. With a scorpion tail. Nice, nice. Also, riding in the wings. The creature that made that sound appears to my right. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. An abomination. A demon. The imp's leathery wings flap in the air. Then the creature flies towards me. It has spotted me. Oh no. This is the moment where Celeste... Oh boy. Dequaris dies a miserable death to become part of Levi's tragic backstory. You are not putting me in the fridge. But I just died from being hit by a truck. I don't want to die again. Yeah, this is how she just died. We're not going to do this again. Except for I'm going to do it again, because it's fun. And I come back. Especially not in a scripted event where I'm supposed to just fade away so I can serve as a part of someone else's tragedy. Precisely. Not doing anything to save myself is not like me at all. Screech! The imp is still far away enough for me to attempt to save my life. I have to act quickly. The monstrosity is coming closer and closer. My hands are sweaty, mom's spaghetti, and my arms are shaking. I refuse to give up. Gonna shoot it between the frickin' eyes. I'm not gonna call Levi for help. I'm gonna save myself. I'm an independent woman. In my hands, I hold a key to my salvation. I pull out an arrow, draw back, and aim at the imp that's flying straight at me. I take a breath and release it, remembering what I was taught in middle school about archery. Fun fact, I did a little bit of archery. Granted, I was very self-taught because there was no official classes I could take, but I do really like archery. When I'm sure of my shot and know I can't delay any longer, I send the arrow flying. Ellipsis. The arrow hits the demon straight in its ugly little head. Take that, you bitch. Screech! With a final frightening sound, the monstrosity falls to the ground. I breathe heavily, collapsing to my knees. I did it! I thump my balled-up fist against the ground, feeling the damp moss beneath my fingers. I breathe deeply again, taking in the smells of the gorgeous forest. They calm me down. They also calm down the battle music playing in the background. I'm alive. Tears roll down my cheeks. I was terrified, but I survived. Celeste! Levi comes running towards me. When he sees the imp dead a few steps away from me, and the bow still grasped in my hands, a gasp of surprise escapes his lips. Celeste, what happened? Did you kill this demon yourself? Oh, I'm so cool. I'd flip my hair over my shoulder, but I can't move my hands. I mean, I can move my hands, but my model can't. Actually, that's a lie. I could have my model move my hands, but they would just freak out because the tracking's very wonky. I nod, for a moment entertaining the thought that I am indeed Celeste, not Celine. I open my mouth to explain the situation, but my voice sounds raw and shaky. I killed the demon. I finally manage to whisper. Levi walks up to me and kneels down before me. My lady, can you walk? I give his question some thought, but I feel so weak. Oh, if only there were a big, strong man to carry me in his arms. I wipe my tears away. I don't think so. I'll carry you. Yes. Yes. We're winning. Yes. No, there's no need for... Ah! Damn straight, Levi. Pick up your lady. Levi takes me in his arms bridal style. The bow slips from between my fingers. Our proximity is so embarrassing. I want to hide my face, but I can only do so against his chest, which is a less than ideal option. Less than ideal, are you kidding me? I would put my face in there and go, smells like a man.
My bow.
Oh, hi. That was a nice voice.
Don't worry about the weapon. I will return for your bow later. Right now, it's of utmost importance that I carry you back to the safety of the mansion.
Interesting.
But it's...
All right, you said there was only voice acting for the CGs. This would be a CG. My brain did catch up. I still protest. Levi gives me a glare.
No buts. Let me do my job, for once.
Oh. I let out a loud sigh and stop resisting. Levi walks towards where we left our horses, or so my memory as Celeste recalls. So I really am Celeste now? I'm part of the world of the Saint of the Golden Bow? But I was supposed to die, so what will my survival mean for the story now? Well, I've read enough manhwa to know where this is going. You're already in your man's arms. And of course we have a maid. All washed up, my lady. After an awkward bath where I had to let my maid, Linda, wash me, I'm finally dressed in a nightgown and allowed to rest. Linda is the name of the main character for Dread Out, and we were just playing that yesterday. So now I'm just imagining that Linda as her maid. And that's just hilarious to me. My body feels weak, the shock of dying, reincarnating, then almost dying again, finally taking a toll on me. A loud yawn escapes my lips. I cover my mouth. I'm going to lie down. Is there anything else you need from me? Ah, I forgot I'm supposed to formally dismiss Linda whenever I want to be alone. She's Celeste's servant, after all. I'm good for now. I'll call you later if I need anything. All right, my lady. Linda curtsies before me, and then she exits the room. Phew! I sink into the softness of the mattress, taking a good look around the room. This place has an undeniably expensive, polished, fancy look. And a giant pink teddy bear. Let's look at that. That sucker's huge. Like, look at the bed, and look at the teddy bear. I'd sleep on the teddy bear. But also, this little guy right here is adorable. Somebody has tried very hard to make the atmosphere more feminine, and I know it wasn't Celeste. Was it Linda? The Celeste the book mentions is quite the tomboy, caring little for girly things like dolls and decorations. She doesn't have good social skills, she lacks proper knowledge of etiquette, and she dances like an elephant. Why is she me, though? Instead, she's great at archery, hunting, and riding horses. Okay, I'm not good at riding horses. I've only ever rode a horse once, and I was like 13 years old. That was a while ago. However, the society deems all of those activities inappropriate for a lady, and thus she doesn't have many friends. Sounds so much like me in my past life. The only two people who really like Celeste are Levi, who, for some reason that really isn't explained in the book, adores his lady, and... Celeste, are you alright? Eurydice? Eurydice? Is this her, her twin? Yep. Literally just get to the next line. Just get to the next line and it'll always be answered. Celeste's twin sister, Eurydice. 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 The book also briefly mentions, I'm gonna say Eurydice. No, Eurydice? I'm gonna say Eurydice until I know otherwise. As part of Levi's backstory, simply describing her as the more ladylike twin who loves pink and romance novels. Eurydice. Oh, Eurydice? Eurydice. Thank you for the phonetics. Eurydice. 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 But I'll lock that into my brain. Eurydice. I feel Celeste's emotions for Eurydice. In my heart, though, Celeste really cherishes her sister. Celeste? Eurydice notices that I'm staring at her with a faint smile on my face. I'm alright, thanks for worrying about me. She rushes over to my bed, fixing the pillow under my head and helping me sit up. Well, of course I'm worried about you. You're my beloved sister. What would I do if I lost you? I'm fine, I've been through worse. Has she? Well, technically she has. I don't know about Celeste, though. I quickly sort through Celeste's memory. Remember the time I stole Marquis Hall's prized mare and rode her into the woods until she threw me off? Then Father and Levi found me lying in the ditch? Oh god. They looked for that horse for days. As though the missing horse is the most important part of the story, your whole side was bruised and you got ill from the cold and the damp. Honestly, was also my first thought. Like, oh, woe is me, the horse is missing. How about her? But you nursed me back to health, didn't you? She angy. She got a little angy face. Of course, someone has to take care of you when you don't bother to take care of yourself. I give her a wide smile. Mission accomplished so far with pretending to be Celeste. I really would like to know what happened today, though. Levi babbled something about a demon? I'd like to know more too, for that matter. Oh, Father. Father walks into the room without knocking or otherwise warning us of his presence. Already don't know if I like him. He has a stern look on his face, but that's just his usual expression. The joy I felt at talking to Eurydice, I'm not gonna lie, I did just look at chat, momentarily evaporates. New emotions from Celeste surface in my heart. Her father has always made her feel lesser, inadequate. Okay? We are not liking him. Especially when his first thought was the horse and not his daughter. I review her memories of him and curse inwardly. To say her father favors Eurydice wouldn't at all capture the severe inequality of the situation. During some of their past interactions, he has been outright abusive, belittling Celeste and calling her names. Wow. Wow, Father of the Year over here. I stiffen my spine, sitting up straight. However, when I think about it, all the Korean novels and web novels and manhwa that I've read, that adds up. There's always going to be like a shit dad or shit uncle or shit step parent of some kind. Or step sibling. Or the whole family is just awful. I took so much shit as Celine, and I'm not going to do it again as Celeste. What happened today that's left you so disheveled? I look down at myself. The only blemish in my appearance is a scratch on my knee from when I hid in the bushes. The mark is so small that I didn't even notice it while bathing. Otherwise, I'm wearing a fresh nightgown and all cleaned up. There's nothing disheveled about me, you asshole. I give Father a defiant look, and then I get up off of my bed and I stab him in the face for being an asshole. As you can see, I'm fine. Thank you for asking. Father huffs. Man-child. You and your sister's 18th birthday is in 3 days. We're leaving for the capital the day after tomorrow. If you're not healed up and in top form by then, it's a fucking scratch on my knee. Calm your tits. I'll be up and running by tomorrow. My body feels tired and heavy, but it's nothing a bit of sleep won't fix or can't fix. I see Eurydice scoot slightly to the left, as if taking a step away from Father's negative energy. He's got the bad vibes in here. You'd better be. I don't want you to ruin the golden bow ceremony for your sister. Ooh, 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 ooh. After playing Dreambound, any bullshit that parents come up with, I just immediately, like, oh, it triggers me. Bullshit parents trigger me. You're banned from leaving the mansion for the next 3 days. I open my mouth to tell him off, but my eyes land on Eurydice. She shakes her head slightly. To honor her wishes, I decide not to agitate Father any further. All right. I nod. I don't feel like going hunting or horseback riding anyway. Someone would notice, or would quickly notice, that I'm not as good at those activities as Celeste should be. I'm still not sure how much of her skills I can access for myself. Levi set me in front of myself. What? Levi set me in front of himself on his horse to return us to the mansion earlier, so I had no idea if I actually know how to ride a horse myself. Can I stab? Yes, you can. I will stab with you. In fact, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Let's see. I could make our dreams reality. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay, hold on. We're almost there. I can almost make our dreams come true. Hold on. Okay, okay, okay. Oh god, is this like huge? Holy shit, hold on. Okay, you ready? Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Take that! Get you in the dick! Take that! Take that! Okay, whenever we feel the need to have that, that'll be right there. I only rode a horse once or twice as Celine when I was a kid, not nearly enough to match Celeste's experience. Now tell me what happened. I stabbed you, that's what happened. I killed the demon. Both Father and Eurydice let out gasps of surprise. Hi, Sin. Welcome, welcome. You missed it. I just stabbed this shit father. Both Father and Eurydice... Oh, I read that already. You... what? Levi said you two had an encounter with a demon, but I assumed he was the one to kill it. Of course you did, because you're an asshole. A sexist asshole. I shake my head and smile. I shot an imp with my bow. What was such a monstrosity doing in the middle of Lokari Empire lands? We're far from the war front. The imp was conveniently there to kill Celeste for Levi's tragic backstory. I want to tell the truth, but of course I won't. Father and Eurydice would take me for a madwoman if I babble about them being characters from a novel. Okay, I just finished watching Dimension 20's Never Stop Blowing Up. And whenever they told another character that they were from a movie, like lightning shot down from the sky and they would be like on the verge of death. So if only that were the case here, and I could be like, Eurydice, cover your ears. And then turn to Dad. Hey Dad, you're in a novel. And then lightning would strike him. If only, if only. I want to tell the truth, but of course I won't. Father and Eurydice would take me for a madwoman if I babble about them being characters from a novel, which is a sentence I just read. I don't know, but the monster attacked me, so I killed it. I shrug like my actions were nothing out of the ordinary. After all, in the face of danger, it's kill or be killed. Father sits down on the chair next to the entrance of my room and hides his face in his hands. I knew my daughter wasn't much of a noble lady, but this... He mumbles loudly enough for both Eurydice and I to hear him. Oh god, he's so worried about her being ladylike. He's not thinking about the fact that she just saved her own fucking life. Where's my knife? Ah! You fucker! You motherfucker! You mother... Just right in the dick. You will never have children again. Not under my watch. No. In fact, get rid of that. Hold on. Get this out of here. You don't deserve this. You do not deserve this. Ah. We're going to commit crimes against the father. Title of my autobiography. My sister and I share a smile. Where was your night when the demon attacked you? I should choose my words carefully. I don't want Levi to take the blame for my actions. I ran off on him again. Oh, yep. Right after the F. It really is the Fs. I wanted to hunt on my own. My goodness, I missed something important if he's making you angry. Let's just say he is a verbally and emotionally abusive asshole who was more concerned about his daughter being ladylike than, I don't know, her surviving. Of course. He lets out a long sigh, like I'm burdening him more than he can bear. Well, then get the fuck out of my room. Get out of here. Nobody wants you here. My body takes this moment to remind me of how tired I am. Oh. Sorry, I just got a little Steam notification. And I forgot I wasn't playing on Steam, so I'm like, oh, why wasn't it showing up on the screen? It's because this is in Steam. A big yawn escapes my lips. I cover my mouth with my hand. Rest. Father gets up and gestures for Eurydice to leave. Eurydice nods and walks behind him out of the room. She turns back to me when she's in my doorway and gives me a warm smile. Get some rest. I'll be back later. Now, I want to believe that my sister really cares for me and that she loves me and that she's a good person. But my initial instinct, I'm not going to lie, is because of all the manhwa and web novels I have read, is that maybe she's not as good as she pretends to be. Maybe. I'm having thoughts. I'm having thoughts. Maybe she's the demon queen. It could just be a farce. It could be. It could be. I return her smile and sink more deeply into the bed, making myself comfortable. Especially if, since he mentioned the bow ceremony, the like golden bow ceremony for my sister. So I assume that's going to go awry. We're going to get the golden bow. And what if that like starts making my sister like reveal her true colors? It doesn't take long for me to fall into dreamless slumber. When I wake up again, the rays of morning sun pour into my room. I get out of bed and stretch to make sure my body is working properly. I feel refreshed after my long sleep. No more weakness in my limbs. Everything's in order again. Once you turn 30, that's not how it feels like to wake up anymore. I don't think I've ever felt refreshed after waking up since I turned 30. I walk to the desk and sit down. I take a fresh sheet of paper. I hesitate when I realize there's only a quill for writing, but I won't be stopped. I produce a few scratchy letters. Yeah, writing with a quill and ink is not easy when you do it for the first time. Which is to say, yes, I have written with like a quill and ink before. It's actually pretty fun when you learn calligraphy. My handwriting looks horrible. It seems I can't directly access Celeste's skills after all. That's quite inconvenient. We gotta access that skill tree. I can manage to write with a quill, but not very well. And only in English, of course. She doesn't have the I've been reincarnated into a new world powers where you just immediately know the language. She can obviously speak it, but writing it's a whole different ballgame. I have to write down everything I know about the web novel Saint of the Golden Bow, so I can organize my thoughts. I can organize my knowledge of the world and line it up with Celeste's memories. This is a very classic move. Like, I gotta write everything down so I don't forget. Scratchy handwriting or not, I need to sort out all of my assets. But of course, if people in this world don't write in English, but she's writing in English, that's actually a good thing. Because if anybody finds this later down the line, they're not gonna be able to read it. So she's safe. Let's start with the basics. Saint of the Golden Bow is a romantic tragedy fantasy web novel by the Korean web novelist Hanol Kim. I read the English translation on one of my favorite web novel and comic apps. Is it Tapas? The story was supposed to be turned into a webcomic and had promo art, which is how I was able to recognize Levi immediately. His design in the artwork even had him in the same outfit he was wearing on the day of the demon attack. Maybe I should also write down... I know what a web novel is. I also know what a web comic is. I know what boys love is very, very much. I don't need to ask these questions. I'm very familiar with these. Nothing else, I've got the basics, that's enough. But for the sake of trying it out, we'll click on these. What a web novel is. I scratched down web novel in big letters. Since the beginning of the 21st century, web novels have been immensely popular in South Korea. A web novel is a novel first published on the internet. It grows to have a specific narrative form. The readers unlock chapters and interact with what they are reading by posting comments. So web novels tend to be very long. Yeah, they do. One of my favorites is, God, it's like in its second part. It's like well into thousands of chapters. Or not thousands, but like in the thousands. It's like in 1,000. Actually, you know what? Let me look. Let me investigate that real quick. Yeah. What chapter is it on right now? It's in chapter 215, but of part 2. Which is like... or maybe it's like close to 1,000 chapters. Trying to remember what chapter part 1 ended on. It was like in the... No, I think it was like in the 800s, so it should be like in the thousands by now. Yeah? Hold on. I don't know. Where's the index? Give me the index. Where's the index? Where's the index? Table of contents. Okay, yeah, it is side story. Okay, chapter 1, part 1 ended at chapter 776. Okay, so we are close to like 1,000 chapters. For one of my favorites of like old time. The one that got me into Korean web novels. Another one that I'm reading though really is in the thousands. God, what is it? God, what the hell is the title? Regressor Instruction Manual? I think that's what it's called. That one's in the thousands. The other one was Lout of Count's Family. Saint of the Golden Bow was an exception. It wasn't that long of a book, but it still got over 100 chapters. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, I will drink. Oh, I shall hydrate. And big stretch. And in 50 seconds, we got an ad break. Ugh, lordy. Ugh. Goodness gracious. Stretch the neck. Whew, alrighty. 30 seconds until ad break. I'll just go through each one of these during the ad break. We all know what these are. It was translated to English and published on one of my favorite web novel and comic apps. I was grateful for the chance to read it in English, as I don't know Korean. Same. Despite the fact that I'm a dokebi, I am not fluent in Korean. I know a little bit. What a webcomic is. I penned down webcomic in big letters on my sheet of paper. Webcomics are often adaptations of web novels. Each episode is published on a reading app as a long vertical strip. Some even feature music composed specifically for the chapters, but those are rare. Yeah, like the most recent one I read that had music, what was it? I think it was on Webtoon. It might have been Go Away Romeo? Hold on. Since an ad break's coming up, I can look at other things. Webtoon. What's on my list? What is on my list? My series. What all's in here? Surprisingly, I'm not... No, that's a lie. What would it have been? What would it have been? I got quite a bit in here. The remarried empress, maybe? Maybe. I'm not sure. The other things that had sound in them were the spooky comics. Unlike other Asian comics like manga, webcomics are in color. They are published digitally too, though sometimes they also end up being printed as books. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And I always get the Korean limited edition box sets because they come with all the goodies. And it just feels really nice to hold a physical book, even if I can't entirely read it. There's a very popular genre of webcomics right now called otome isekai. In those stories, a girl from Earth dies and is reincarnated as a character in visual novel or in a visual novel or web novel. Ellipsis. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? I let out a long sigh. I've been Isekai'd, haven't I? Yeah, you have. Not as a villainess, though. A bad character. Like in most of those stories, instead, I'm what is referred to as an extra, an insignificant character. Maybe that's for the best. After all, being a minor character means I could have messed up the story too much by avoiding my planned death in the plot. Off topic for a sec, but I finally decided to speak in the Discord of mine. Apparently, I'm Corpse Husband's long-lost child. I don't think it's that deep, but I think it's a compliment. I know. That's awesome. My voice is not as deep as I wish it was. Since I was only on T for like 2 years, my voice started to drop, but we didn't get all the way there. So my voice still cracks every once in a while, and it's the worst. It's also why I used to be able to sing actually pretty decently. But now if I try to sing, it's like 80% of the time it doesn't sound very good. Oof. Only time will tell. What is boys love? It is everything. I scribbled boys love on the paper. Boys love is a genre of Asian media that centers around relationships between two men, but is geared towards the female audience. It's romantic and simply wonderful to watch two men fall in love with each other. Ah, I really am such a simp for a good BL romance. Okay, why is she me? Why is she me? Nothing else. I got the basics. That's enough. I get up for a moment and wander over to the mirror. I touch a hand to the glass. The design of Celeste wasn't included in the promo art. I'd taken my new features, purple hair and pink eyes, a slender figure. There's no denying it. I'm really not Celine anymore. The understanding that I have reincarnated into the novel finally sets in my mind. I feel calm. Calmer than I ever thought I would be if something out of a novel suddenly changed the course of my life. There's no fighting the reality, is there? As strange as the situation is, I'm Celeste and I have her memories, but somehow I'm Celine as well, equipped with knowledge of this world that Celeste never had. I walk back to the desk and sit down to continue organizing my thoughts. Maybe after I process everything, I will break down and cry about my fate. Right now, however, I don't feel like moping around. I'm coming up on year 3. Oh my. I hope that program I told you about does come through for you, but yes, we love good BL. Unfortunately, I found out that, what was it? Plume? Isn't available in my area. Story of my life. It's available in like every state that surrounds me, but dang nabbit. Well, just another excuse for me to move. Instead, I want to fight for a better fate. Back to Saint of the Golden Bow, the book starts with Celeste's death event. Levi was in love with his lady for years, but the actual love interest of the story is Prince Noah. Boo, indeed. Celeste has to die at the beginning of the book to make Levi feel at his lowest when the Golden Bow chooses him as the saint. Why didn't Celeste save herself if she was said to be so great at archery? Must be book logic. Yeah. She had to die for the story in The Saint of the Golden Bow to proceed the way it did. Soon after Celeste's death, Levi's quest to save the Lokari Empire from the Demon Queen begins. However, he doesn't go alone. Noah, as well as the High Priest Elijah, the second love interest, both accompany him on the journey. What if we romance the Demon Queen? I'm just putting that out there. What if we romanced her? Made it a girl's love instead of a boy's love? A complete, like, 360? From the original genre? Noah and Levi fall in love. Elijah falls in love with Levi too, but Levi chooses Noah. When the final confrontation with the Demon Queen happens, the love Noah and Levi share is an important component of defeating the Fiend. And my love for the Demon Queen will make her change her ways and she'll come join our side instead. Through their love, the magic of the weapon becomes stronger. However, the story is a tragic one. Even though Levi defeats the Demon Queen, he perishes in the process. Noah and Elijah live on, and peace returns to the Lokari Empire. And then Noah and Elijah fall in love. I remember crying at the end of the book and cursing the author for writing such a beautiful yet heart-wrenching tale. I can't read stories where somebody I care about dies in the end. So if you make me care about a character and then you kill him in the end, I will fall apart. I don't handle death of characters I love very well. I'm a big baby. I've reread the novel twice. Saint of the Golden Bow is really one of my favorite stories. I still don't appreciate being reincarnated into this world though, especially not as Celeste, whose only purpose in the story is to add angst to Levi's life. I didn't die when I was supposed to though, and now the story has continued regardless. I wonder how many things will change because Celeste is alive. Can Levi still fall in love with Noah despite the fact that I'm still here? Ugh, I really want to ship my sail and for the boys to get together, but I don't know if that outcome is possible under these circumstances. If Levi and Noah don't fall in love at the end of the quest, will Levi still be able to defeat the Demon Queen? Okay, let's put the pieces together here, Celeste. It's the power of their love that made the Golden Bow stronger. So as long as Levi, or whoever is the saint, is feeling a powerful emotion of love, we should be Gucci. I shudder. What if I've broken this story beyond repair by avoiding my demise? What was I supposed to do though? Just roll over and die? No. That's so not like me. I'm a fighter. Yeah, square up. Maybe I can change the story even further so that Levi can still survive the final encounter? I have no idea how to make this plan work, but maybe opportunities to influence the world further will present themselves to me. After all, though the thought is chilling, what's happening here isn't just a web novel story. Saint of the Golden Bow is my new reality. Ooh, pretty. On the day of Celeste and Eurydice's 18th birthday, Father takes us to the capital to attend the Golden Bow ceremony. Levi had his 18th birthday a few days ago as well. Since he's of lower standing than the Count's family, Father got the approval of the church for Levi to attend our ceremony together with us instead of his own a few days earlier. Your knight has to guard you at all times, Father had said to Celeste before I reincarnated into her body. After the encounter with the imp, he's become even more convinced that Levi shouldn't leave my side. Not that Levi is complaining about having to stick close to me, for obvious reasons. Now Eurydice and Levi and I stand in the middle of the chapel in the royal palace in Solace, Lokari Empire's capital. Behind us are many other people who will be tested. This looks straight out of a fucking anime. Damn. Even got that kind of like fuzzy effect that really makes it look straight out of an anime. Also, he's cute. We like a pink-haired bow. I just realized I said bow, and it's the fucking golden bow right there. I meant bow, B-E-A-U. Before us, the high priest Elijah, oh, this is Elijah, Soren, takes a spot behind the titular golden bow, the fabled artifact that will choose the saint one day. I know that day will be today since Levi is the one who will be chosen. Press X to doubt. I eye the bow with suspicion. Light reflects off its golden-covered surface. The design is pretty and elaborate. Looks like a pain in the ass to use as a weapon. Too ornamental for my taste.
We are all gathered here today to see if the golden bow, the weapon given to us by our Lord to help us one day defeat the vile demon queen, will finally choose its saint. On this beautiful morning, when the sun's rays fall through the windows of our chapel, let us give our gratitude to the Lord.
The Lord.
He has given us means to end the war that has been raging for so many decades.
I've never been particularly religious, even in my past life. I especially don't believe in a fantasy god, but...
Let us give our gratitude.
Let us give our gratitude.
When Eurydice and Levi bow their heads and say the words of a prayer, along with all the other people in the hall, I mumble the words as well. That's like let us give our gratitude. That's what they said, right?
Let us give our gratitude.
The way she said it was just like, oh god, here we go again. I don't want to draw suspicion to myself, after all.
20 years ago, the blessed blacksmith was bestowed with the Lord's inspiration and crafted the golden bow. He worked tirelessly, day and night, until finally, he completed the artifact.
The Lord's inspiration was like an episode of Cardcaptor Sakura.
Ever since then, the people of the Lokari Empire have sought to be tested on the day of their 18th birthday by the golden bow. The artifact will choose its wielder.
Honestly, with this voice, if I were Levi, I also would have fallen in love with him.
That person will become the saint and be tasked with defeating the demon queen, who has terrorized our borders for 23 years.
So she's like in her late 20s? I'm glad Elijah reminds us of the history of the bow. I've forgotten some of the details.
I will now call forth today's attendees to be tested. Each of you just needs to touch the golden bow once, and its judgment will be bestowed on you.
It's like bad touch, good touch, good touch, bad touch. Elijah takes out a sheet of paper and reads the first name from the list. Eurydice. Oh boy. How did I say it before? Dequaris? I'm gonna go with Dequaris. Daughter of Count Dequaris. Eurydice approaches the bow. She puts a hand on the artifact. Nothing happens. Bow said, bad touch. Of course, what else did I expect? Levi is the saint. The golden bow will only glow for him. A frown appears on the high priest's brow as he reads the next name. Wait, why does a frown appear on his brow? What you got against me, Elijah? Huh? I just said you had a hot voice. Are we gonna go? Celeste Dequaris, daughter of Count Dequaris. I take a deep breath and step onto the podium, reminding myself I shouldn't expect anything. I put my hand on the weapon. I'm surprised she's going before Levi. I kind of expected Levi to go up, touch it, nothing happens, and then she's like, For a moment, nothing happens, but then... It said, good touch. The bow glows, its light getting brighter and brighter with each second. The light feels scorching hot. I close my eyes, worrying I'll go blind if I don't. Ugh, flashbang. You must fight on. I hear the angelic voice again. Was the bow the one speaking to me when I reincarnated? Or was it the god of light himself? The thought that I may have been addressed by a deity is frightening. No. Gods aren't real. You're not religious, Celine. The golden bow. The burning light makes my skin feel like it's on fire, so I take my hand away from the bow. But my hand continues burning, the searing pain climbing up my arm to my chest. Oh no, not the mustard again. Ah! I scream, my head is spinning. The pain is too much for me to handle. I want it to stop. Stop. I'm on fire. Ah, I'm dying. Not again. Lady Celeste. Sister. Levi and Eurydice are calling to me, but I don't have the strength to respond. My consciousness fades, darkness taking me into its comforting embrace. Ugh, I feel so groggy. This is definitely not our bedroom. I'm in the guest room of the apartment that was assigned to our family when we first arrived at the palace for the ceremony. Once again, answers my question. The impersonal decor makes the place feel cold and unwelcoming. I know the room is supposed to look grand and elegant, but I don't feel at home here at all. Lady Celeste can't be the Saintess of the Golden Bow. The role is too dangerous for her. I turn my head to the left. Levi and Eurydice stand by the door. Neither of them notice I'm awake. Just imagining her going on the Wow. I promise I can read. Just imagining her going on the dangerous quest to defeat the Demon Queen makes me terrified for her life. We have to stop the church and Empress from declaring her to be the Saintess. Levi. It's not for us to decide who the Saintess is. Neither is it the choice of the church or the Empress. It's the god of light who singled out Celeste to be the savior of our empire. This must be some kind of mistake. Levi, you're committing blasphemy here. You can't go against God's wishes. But Lady Celeste is. Look, I know you're worried for my sister, but please mind your words. If someone other than me hears your opinion about God's choice, you may get in trouble. Ellipsis. So I really am the Saintess of the Golden Bow? I speak up, not believing my own words. Levi and Eurydice turn to me. Eurydice runs up to the bed and takes my hand in hers. Celeste, you're awake. How are you feeling? Fine, I think. I'm just a bit tired. You really scared us in the chapel. You screamed like someone was tearing you apart. The light of the bow entering my body felt like it was burning me. That sounds horrible. Tears well up in Eurydice's eyes. I squeeze her hand, trying to comfort her. I glance behind her to where Levi still stands by the door. He has a defeated look on his face. When he notices me watching him, he finally approaches the bed, standing behind Eurydice. I can't be the Saintess. It was supposed to... I cut myself off when I realized I almost just said that Levi was supposed to be chosen as a saint. I can't tell them what happens in the book. They don't even know they live in a fictional world. For some inexplicable reason, the Golden Bow, or the God of Light himself, has chosen me instead as the savior of the Lokari Empire. Why me? I ponder out loud. I'm so confused. I don't want to be the Saintess. Why has the story suddenly changed so much? I only did my best to survive. Did the fact that I wasn't slain by the demon really create such a severe butterfly effect? Or had I already been chosen at the moment of my reincarnation? I remember the angelic voice of the bow sounding just like the voice I had heard after dying in the accident as Celine. I'm sure you'll do fine. You're excellent at archery. Okay, maybe you really are a good person, because you don't even seem a little bit bothered by the fact that I was chosen, and not you. Either that or you're a very good actor. I can't leave anything out. Anything is possible. Eurydice smiles through her tears, trying to reassure me. I'm not as confident about my fighting skills as Eurydice is. Celeste may have been good at the bow, but I can't access her full abilities. Judging by my handwriting, I can only manage the bare minimum of what she could do. I'm not proficient in any of her skills. I only know how to use the bow somewhat from my experience as Celine in middle school. Oh, this whole situation is so depressing. No, I mustn't lose heart. I have to stay strong and face my fate head on. What's going to happen to me now? The Empress has summoned you for an audience, 3 hours from now. What does the Empress want with me? Eurydice wipes her tears away. She didn't say, but we think she intends to personally congratulate you on your new role. Alright, I suppose I should start getting ready then. First, High Priest Elijah requests to check on you as soon as you woke up. Requested to check on you as soon as you woke up. Check on me. With his light magic, he wants to see if your body and mind are alright after being touched by God's grace. I'm feeling okay, but I suppose I shouldn't turn away a member of the church. Not complying with their wishes might be dangerous now that I'm somewhat part of their organization. The reality is so overwhelming that I would really prefer to be alone now, but there's no time for me to mull over what has happened. The chance to break down will come later, after everyone goes to sleep. Ah, yes. The breakdown and cry hours. Okay, you can tell the High Priest I will see him. I'll go bring him here. Levi turns around and walks out of the room in long strides. Eurydice gives me a comforting smile. I do really like how they keep like moving across the screen. It's not so much that it's disorienting, but it's enough to where it's like static images doesn't like bother you. It doesn't feel like boring or monotonous. It feels like alive and active, which is nice. Everything's going to be okay. I hope so too. Silence falls between us, but it's a cozy, warm kind of quiet. I get the feeling that no matter what happens, Eurydice will support me. Here's hoping that's true. I envy Celeste for having such a great sister and friend. I want to say this is all just, like, true, but it kind of also feels like it's, like, hamming it up so that you don't expect a twist. Or again, that could just be my initial gut reaction after reading so many manhwa and web novels. I should use this opportunity to ask Eurydice some questions about my situation. I'll just have to be careful about how I broach the topics. I don't want to reveal my jumbled knowledge about the world. Oh boy, okay, more questions. What does it mean to have the role of the Saintess? How long has the Empire waited for the Saintess? What do we know about the Demon Queen? Is she single? These are all the questions I have right now. Okay, we'll go through these. What exactly does it mean to have the role of the Saintess? The Saintess is the fourth most important person in the Lokari Empire, after the Empress, her Emperor Consort, and the Crown Prince. Oh, so this is like a when the third wheel strikes back situation, where it's like there's an Empress and a Emperor Consort. No Emperor, but Emperor Consort. He's the trophy husband. You're on par with the head of the church, the High Priest. Am I part of the church now? You're not a priest or priestess, if that's what you're asking. You're still a noble, so you can marry someone of noble standing if you'd like. You're not sworn like the clergy to only marry within the church. Ah, I remember the subplot regarding Elijah. He wouldn't be able to be with Levi because Elijah is only allowed to marry someone from the priesthood. Forbidden love, a popular trope. Marriage, that feels so far away. We're 18 now, so father will probably help us find suitable suitors soon. Suitable suitors soon. Wow, say that 5 times fast. I would like to marry for love, if at all possible. Love. Love was one of the components needed to defeat the Demon Queen. Levi and Noah's love. Would I have to fall in love with someone now that I was the Saintess? I hope I'll have enough time, if that's really necessary. I'm not someone who falls in love easily. Do you have someone in mind for marriage? What? Maybe? Maybe? Who you thinking? You can tell me. I'm not going to tell anybody. Maybe another time. I'm not ready to admit it myself. I chuckle. Eurydice is adorable when she's shy. How long has the Empire waited for the Saintess? As the High Priest said, the Golden Bow was created by the blessed blacksmith 20 years ago, before we were born. They say he worked tirelessly day and night for 2 weeks to create the artifact. The design was bestowed upon him by the god of light himself. The blessed blacksmith said God told him in a dream that the Golden Bow will choose its saint when the time is right. Only the saint can wield the weapon and harness its power. What Eurydice tells me aligns with the backstory I already know from the novel, but it's good to be reminded about the details. I listen intently. What kind of power does the Golden Bow have? Light-aligned magic, the kind that the priests wield. It is said that only an arrow shot from the artifact will be able to kill the Demon Queen. The usual fantasy world MacGuffin then. For plot reasons, other weapons can't harm the ultimate boss. Right, makes sense. It doesn't. But Eurydice doesn't seem to be aware of how ridiculous it is that only one weapon wielded by one special person can kill the enemy of the Empire's, or the enemy that the Empire's been fighting against for decades. True, it's a very poorly made system. After the Golden Bow was created, the whole Lucari Empire and our allied kingdom of Durandal. Where have I heard that before? Durandal. Or something similar to that. Was that a Lord of the Rings sort of thing? Durandal. I don't know, that just sounds familiar. Were tested to see if the saint was among them. But the savior wasn't found. Later, it was decided that every person would get tested on their 18th birthday, as suggested by the blessed blacksmith. 20 years passed, but the saint still wasn't found, until now. It feels so random that I was actually chosen as a saintess. But it's my reality now. This world seems to operate on book logic anyway. What do we know about the Demon Queen? Again, is she single? The people who have seen her say she looks like a beautiful woman. Yes! Except she also has horns, a tail, and a third eye on her forehead. What do you mean, except? These are like bonuses, if you ask me. Hello? But she's far from human. She's cruel and dangerous. She kills humans without mercy. Okay, so she's got some flaws, don't we all? She commands an army of demons, vile monstrosities. So she has leadership qualities. You saw one. Was it as ugly as they say? It wasn't too bad. I didn't like the scorpion tail, but I also don't like bugs. Is a scorpion a bug? I don't know, actually. But they nasty. I don't like scorpions. The imp wasn't pretty, that's for sure. He had nice hair. The war has been going on for 23 years now. Over that time, 1/3 of Lucari Empire's lands to the east have been ravaged by war and infiltrated by the demons. They leave only ruins behind when they take over a town. Their fire is said to be ever burning. You'll have to travel east to defeat the Demon Queen. She's taken up residence in the Clomond Castle? I'm gonna go Clomond. It used to be the seat of Duke Clomond and his family, but they had to abandon their homeland to the demons 10 years ago. That news doesn't make me want to go to the border at all. It'll be like walking straight into the maws of the enemy. I fear you won't have a choice in the matter. The Empress decreed long ago that once the saint or saintess was found, they would immediately embark on the quest to defeat the Demon Queen with a party of the most capable fighters. A quest, huh? Sounds like a story from a role-playing game. Not that I was expecting anything else from this book world. Levi went on this quest as the saint after all. I just hope you won't have to leave too soon. I think I'll need some time to learn to wield the Golden Bow and to accept the whole situation. I'm sure the Empress will understand. Probably not. She'll probably be like, get the fuck out of here. Go take care of our shit. Those are all the questions I have right now. But for now, at least, thank you for helping me sort through everything, sister. Eurydice gives me a bright smile. That's what I'm here for. One thing's certain, the people of the Lokari Empire have been waiting for the Saintess for ages. A lot of faith will be put into your abilities. A lot will be expected from you. I don't envy you. If I could, I would share this burden with you. Thank you. I'm really moved by Eurydice's dedication to me. There's a knock on the door. Then Levi's voice can be heard from the other side. High Priest Elijah and Count de Queris have arrived. Ah, not that asshole. Not Elijah, but our dad. They can enter. Oh, he's so cute. Elijah comes into the room, followed by Father. Levi closes the door behind them, remaining in the living room of our apartment to guard the entrance. The High Priest bears a friendly smile. Father, on the other hand, wears his usual scowl on his face. Of course he does, this fucking asshole. He seems like he wants to say something. I give him an inquiring look, which is met with a glare. You're glaring at your own daughter. Think about that. A parent glaring at their own child. What is wrong with this guy? I don't know if I should laugh or cry at the fact that his disposition towards Celeste hasn't changed, even in the middle of such a life-changing situation. What does Celeste have to do for her father to show her affection? He ain't worth it. He doesn't deserve our affection. He's got to earn that shit, and he sure as hell hasn't. If I had any hope that he would be proud of me, now that I had suddenly advanced to a great position in the hierarchy of the Empire, it evaporates now. I decide not to say anything to Father while Elijah is around. I don't want him to witness a fight between us, and I doubt I can hold my tongue right now. May I sit beside you? Sure. Elijah approaches and sits beside me on the bed. I need to touch you to make sure you're healthy. Is that alright? Is that how light magic works? As someone who reincarnated here from Earth, I have little knowledge about magic. I don't remember a scene like this one with the High Priest in the book. Come to think of it, Levi didn't faint after touching the golden bow. He must have a much stronger resistance to pain than I do. Celeste doesn't know much about magic either. She has no magical powers of her own, after all. Nobody in the de Queris family does. If Elijah says he has to touch me for his magic to work, though, I doubt he's lying. Okay, pretty boy, touch me. I look at him. He stares back at me with a patient smile. The High Priest is really attractive. I never thought I would find a guy with pink hair dashing, but he must have the longest lashes I've seen on a man. I blush, realizing I'm checking Elijah out. Whoops. He's a priest, for heaven's sake. Eurydice just reminded me that he can only marry within the clergy. He's off limits. Or is he? Besides, he only wants to touch me to make sure I'm okay. Stupid hormones. I clear my throat, though I can do nothing but stop my cheeks from burning. Alright, go ahead. It's a forehead touch. That's cute. Elijah surprises me by leaning his forehead against mine. Before I can protest, an aura of white surrounds his body. He's really working his magic on me. In more ways than one. A wink wonk. I close my eyes and focus on how his magic makes me feel. His touch is pleasant and warm. I become strangely comforted. Thank God Levi's in the living room and doesn't have to watch this. Before I realize what I'm doing, I lean in closer towards him. I purse my lips and start making puckering sounds. Elijah's chuckle makes me snap out of the comforting embrace of his magic.
Light magic does have a good feel, doesn't it?
Oh my, indeed. There's a twinkle in his eye and a confident smirk on his face. Boy, you're doing this on purpose. Is he flirting with me? Yeah, he is. Embarrassed, I pull away. Lady Celeste is healthy. She's also pretty. And wife material. So, can I have her? I can also confirm that the Golden Bow's magic has entered her body. She is the Saintess. Father lets out a heavy sigh. I hope you won't embarrass me. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? There. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't you talk to me. Or my daughter Celeste ever again. Get out of here. Ah. Oh. Okay, had to get that out of my system, sorry. I glare at him, pursing my lips. I want to call him out on his unkind behavior, but I stop myself. I turn back to Elijah instead. Thank you for the checkup. You're welcome. Only 2 hours remain now until Celeste has to attend the audience with the Empress. Ah, yes, we should go and let Sister prepare for seeing the Empress. I want to keep talking with Elijah. If anyone can explain to me more about the Golden Bow's magic, it's him. Unfortunately, now is not the right time. What the hell? Father rings the bell. Oh, that was ringing a bell. It sounded like a little cat bell. And then Linda walked into the room. I'm like, does she have like a cat collar on? What? A moment later, Linda appears in the doorway. Make Celeste presentable for meeting the Empress and Emperor Consort. Yes, my lord. And get the fuck out of here. Yeah, piece of shit. Everyone says their goodbyes to me and they leave me alone with my maid. I follow a step behind Father. We walk through the corridors of the palace to the throne room where the Empress and Emperor Consort are waiting for us. As I watch Father's back, I feel Celeste's resentment for him resurface. Resentment isn't a strong enough term to describe her feelings. It's not strong enough to describe my feelings either. Celeste hates her father. So do I. Not without reason either. What he's done to her over the years is something I can only describe as pure abuse. He's belittled her constantly, both in public and in private. His favorite title for her is his no-good daughter. Oh my god. What I would do to this man if I could get my hands on him. Okay. He has always made her feel like she is less than Eurydice, unworthy of his praise. The only time he ever pulls his attention away from Eurydice is when Celeste misbehaves. that kind of rhymed. Celeste's mother died when the two girls were young. Celeste has no memory of her, and no one to shield her from her father's wrath. Maybe that situation is why Celeste is always out hunting or horseback riding, taking herself far away from Father and her duties as a noble lady. And Levi, he watched Celeste suffer at Father's hand. I have a memory of him standing up for his love, and Father having him flogged for it. After that event, Celeste forbade her knight to ever act in her defense again in front of her father. Levi protested, but Celeste insisted, using her authority as his noble lady to make him agree. In the years that followed, they both suffered, Celeste from her father's abuse and Levi watching his love and pain. How could I not hate Celeste's father for his disgusting behavior? A pang of loneliness shoots through my heart. My parents never abused me, but I wasn't from a picture-perfect family either. There was a lot of fighting between mom and dad before they finally divorced. I was 14 when they parted ways, and I had a lot of trouble accepting that situation was my fault. I tried to help them fix their broken relationship before the divorce, but they didn't believe their marriage was worth saving. Eventually, everything fell apart, regardless of my efforts. Ever since then, I've had trouble trusting anybody enough to fall in love. I had a boyfriend in high school, but he broke up with me because I was too cold and emotionless towards him, his exact words. At the time, I just didn't know how to show love or if I should even be open about my deep feelings for him at that early age of our relationship. Both Celeste and Celine have their own baggage. Still, I was finding it very hard not to talk back to Father whenever he was rude to me. Celeste had long since given up on their relationship and simply chose to ignore his outbursts, but letting someone belittle me wasn't my style. I realized Father has stopped walking when I almost bump into him, stopping just in time to avoid the collision. High Priest Elijah. Hello again, Saintess, Count de Queris. Elijah nods at us with a soft smile, ignoring Levi's presence, of course. Knights in the Lokari Empire are just guards to their nobles. Elijah doesn't think much about Levi in this reality. Levi is not the saint, after all. I decided to join you during the audience. We're happy to have you. Are you ready to enter? I'm not, but then again, I'm not sure if I ever will be. Father nods in response to Elijah's words before I can protest. Let's enter. The guards in front of the throne room entrance open the door, and Father and Elijah enter the hall. I turn to Levi. Now more than ever, I need the support of someone who I know cares for me. Even if Levi won't be allowed to say anything during the audience, I want him present at my side. Come in with me. You'll only be able to stay by the door, but I want you to be there for this conversation. All right. I enter the throne room as well now, Levi following behind me. The Empress is sitting on her throne, and the Emperor Consort is lounging in the smaller chair next to her. Bro, Emperor Consort is fine for his age. Look at this Empress, my goodness. She got the high collar, but like, I wouldn't say skin tight, but like form-fitting skirt. Goodness gracious. She's either going to be very like arrogant and haughty, or she just looks like it and she'll actually be pretty good. We'll find out. Empress Morel, or Morelli, is as radiant in person as she is in Celeste's memories. Wearing a golden gown, she is the son of the Lokari Empire. Her husband, Emperor Consort Lucius, or is it Lucius? I've heard it said both ways. I'm gonna say Lucius. Comes from an allied country, Durandal. He's called the Moon of the Lokari Empire. She does look snooty. I'm just hoping that that's just how she looks and not how she acts. We'll see. When the Empress sees us approach, she gives us a bright smile. At last, the prophesied Saintess stands before me in the flesh. I smile and make my best attempt at curtsy, following Celeste's memory. The wince on Father's face tells me I've failed to move properly. For some reason, I find his expression funny. I cover my mouth so that nobody sees the smirk on my face. If I embarrass Father in front of the Empress, I can't say it wouldn't be enjoyable. Father and Elijah make smooth bows. Thank you for the chance to have an audience with you, Your Grace. Your Grace? Don't you usually call an Empress Your Majesty? And like a Duke or Duchess Your Grace? Grace to be in your presence again, O radiant lady. Of course, how could I not gaze upon the chosen heroine with my own eyes? The Empire has been awaiting her for over 20 years. Though I'm surprised your daughter is the one who turned out to be the Saintess, Count Alaric? A nervous chuckle escapes Father's lips. Is that his first name, Alaric? She's always been good with the bow. So I've heard. Your daughter doesn't act much like a noble lady, does she? She does have a reputation for enjoying quite boyish activities. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, so maybe she is how she looks. Okay. Father's face turns beet red. He's embarrassed because of me. Take that, you bastard. I realize I shouldn't let myself be too happy about the situation, though. There's too much at stake. I can't ignore the fact that as the Saintess, I have an important role to uphold in the Lokari Empire. As Eurydice explained to me, I'm the fourth most important person in the hierarchy right now. No pressure. Haha. It seems the Empress finds me lacking as well, and having her, out of all people, displeased with me is not good. I remember Noah's plotline from the novel. The Empress sends him on the quest with Levi to defeat the Demon Queen, even though Noah is the heir to the throne. Or so he should be, being Empress Morel's firstborn. However, the monarch is a very controlling person. She doesn't want to give up the power of her throne to anybody, so she hopes to continue ruling through her child when she abdicates. Okay, so she's also a piece of shit. Alrighty. Due to the law of the Lokari Empire, a person can only rule for 40 years before they have to pass on the role to another. The Empress is aging, but based on what I know from the novel, her hunger for power over the years has only grown. She wants to keep her influence over the politics of the Empire. However, Noah, her heir, isn't someone who can be easily controlled. The Empress has a secret second son, however, 10-year-old Mateo, whom she's raising to be completely obedient and reliant on her own opinions. I've seen this plotline before. There's one that comes to mind. Oh god, what is it? He's not like a young, like very younger brother, but the Empress is basically doing the same thing. She's the Empress Dowager at that point, but she's still trying to like hold on to power. I think it's like I'm the secretary of the tyrant or something like that. Library. I'm on Tapas. I'm pretty sure it's on Tapas. Subscribed. Okay, I have a lot on Tapas, so this might take me a second here. All my BL, all my villainess, some idol stuff, more BL, more villainess, ultimate Isekai, so much of that. It's also an ultimate Isekai story, actually, now that I think about it. God, I got a lot in here. Sheesh. Oh, there it is. I'm the tyrant's secretary. Yeah, where the emperor has a younger brother, and the Empress Dowager is trying to, like, retain control by making him emperor. The little brother doesn't want to be emperor, and he loves his older brother. So, that doesn't work out for her. I doubt it's going to work out for her either. She only sends Noah on the missions because she hopes he will die so she can establish Mateo as her new heir. I don't think that's wrong. Because she hopes he will die so she can establish Mateo is her new heir. I probably would have put as her new heir. She can't pronounce someone else the crown prince until Noah is gone. Someone as ruthless as the Empress is definitely not a good enemy to have. Or I could take care of this for you right now. Just watch me. I don't remember what it's called, but Empress side. That's what I'm gonna call it because I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I'll take care of it right now. She can't have power if she's dead. It's known that Count de Queris has two daughters, the one who's a perfect image of a noble lady and the one who's a tomboy. I suppose the girl that stands before us, although dressed in finery, is not much of a proper noble? For fuck's sake. Do you want me to save your guys' empire or not? Because with the way you're talking, I ain't gonna do shit. Listen, when fictional characters piss me off, I get stabby. And now I just have a physical representation of that. Silence falls in the room. Everyone looks at me, expecting me to answer. Under the sudden attention, my mouth is dry and I can't find my words. They don't know much about Celeste, but rumors precede her. They have already judged her. Me. Why did I think I would suddenly gain respect by becoming the Saintess when Celeste's questionable reputation has been spreading for years? In a sense, it's good that everyone expects Celeste to be quite lousy at etiquette. After all, I have no idea how to curtsy or properly use the utensils or dance like a graceful noble lady. Since Celeste's skills didn't directly transfer to me, if she really had been a perfect lady, I would have suddenly looked like an imposter. Still, I don't want the Empress to think I'm worthless as a Saintess too. It doesn't matter what she thinks of me. I got the golden bow, so like y'all can't undo that. That happened. It's mine now. God said so. And God's a higher position than the fucking Empress. So fuck y'all. If she deems me inadequate like my father does, will she try to get rid of me so the golden bow can choose another saint? I don't think she has a very forgiving personality, judging by how much she hates her own son. Just when I gather my words to speak, the door to the throne room bursts open. Noah? There he is. A well-posed, tall, blonde man enters the room in a dramatic fashion. He's got, Callisto coloring, and I like that. I like that. He just has a bit of a darker complexion, but other than that, he's got the red eyes, the blonde hair, even a nice, red cape. We like it. Anybody who reminds me of Callisto from Villains Are Destined to Die is like A+ in my book. Unless he's got like a shitty personality, then well, I might take back my words, but we'll see. As a well-posed, tall blonde man enters the room in a dramatic fashion, his cloak waving behind him in the sudden draft of air, he is Noah, Levi's love interest in the book. He is one of the most handsome guys I've ever seen, next to Levi and Elijah. His skin is darker than most Lokari Empire nobles, but only slightly. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. I love Villains Are Destined to Die. Booyah. Well, I'm glad. I don't mind putting people to sleep. But only slightly. Yes, I read that. Okay. Noah is of mixed race. The current emperor consort is not Noah's father, but the previous consort was from an allied country, Durandal, which happens to be in the south. The Durindi are known for having darker complexions. Noah inherited most of his features from the Empress, though. When he spots me, a smirk appears on his face. His red eyes shine with mischief.
Knock, knock. Did I miss anything?
Okay. I like his voice.
Fashionably late as always, my son.
Oh, she even sounds like a bitch. Sorry to the voice actress. You did a good job. But you're like perfect for the role.
If I missed nothing, there was nothing to miss.
Oh, he's so sassy. I love me a sassy man. Okay.
This is the Saintess, right? Count Decoris's tomboy daughter.
How do you say that? I was saying Dequaris. He was like Dequaris. I hold back a groan. Even Noah knows about Celeste's reputation.
Yes, that's me.
The way this voice actress, like talks like Celeste, it's very like, oh god, not more bullshit.
You're good at archery, are you not? Better than you are at etiquette, at the very least.
Oh boy.
Yes, I'm quite good with a bow.
You want me to show you? Oh, bam! Probably not as good as Celeste, though, I presume, judging by her renowned reputation. At least I'm still good enough to shoot arrows with decent accuracy. I just need to practice a bit more and remember everything I learned in middle school.
Quite. Then you'll be perfect for the role of the Saintess.
Perfect!
How can you say that? If a lacking individual takes up such a high role in the hierarchy of the Empire...
Again, God chose me. So we gotta go by God standards, not y'all's mortal standards.
All the Saintess needs to do is shoot the golden bow and hit the Demon Queen straight in the heart. Then the war will finally be over.
He is correct.
Is that not what you want, Mother?
Yeah, you want the war to continue? You want to date the Demon Queen? I got there first, okay?
I want peace more than anything else.
The way you say that, I highly doubt that. That's a lie, exactly. With the army off fighting at the war front, the Empress feels more secure in her rule here in the capital. Ah, he pretty. He pretty. Do you question God's will, Empress? That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Elijah. It has nothing to do with the fuck you guys want. It's all about God. I'm not even religious. But in this world, God is actually a thing that will talk to you. So, like, that's kind of hard not to know or not to believe in. It is the Lord who has chosen Lady Celeste to be the Saintess of the Golden Bow. While Celeste may be lacking in some other areas, she asserts she's great at archery, and her reputation confirms her words. Right, Mother, so you shouldn't worry. Lady Dequirus will make an excellent Saintess. I wish I could share the faith these two have in me. Still, I have to maintain a confident front, so I put on my brightest smile. Please don't worry about anything, Your Grace. I'll defeat the Demon Queen and bring peace to the Empire. Empress Morel gives me a long look. After a moment, the confident smirk that Noah inherited from her is back on her face. He looks way better than she does, though. Let's be real. Excellent. There's nothing stopping us from proceeding with the mission to defeat the Demon Queen, is there? Noah, you will be the one leading the Saintess's quest. Noah's eyes widen. He opens his mouth, then closes it. You will lead the Saintess's quest, and you will take the 20 best men from the Palace Guard, the Mage's Tower, and the church to accompany you. And you will leave in a month. In a month? So soon? Shock makes my heart beat erratic. With my current archery skills, I'm nowhere near ready to defeat a powerful enemy so soon. Is there a problem? You said you're great at using the bow, and that's all you need to be a successful Saintess, right? Fuck this lady. Fuck this lady. Why don't you go defeat the Demon Queen? I thought emperors and empresses are supposed to, like, defend their empire. Get out there. Get off your ass. The Empress has really turned the tables on me. I can't deny her words, and neither can Noah. After all, we're the ones who just made those claims to her. Actually, now that I think about it, villains are destined to die also has that same sort of situation. There's an empress who has a young son, and she would rather he be the emperor than Callisto. Yeah, okay. I'm seeing the inspirations. Uh-huh. I simply thought we'd have more time to prepare. There is no more time, not with the Demon Queen's army closing in more and more on the capital in recent years. I think the Saintess and you are ready enough. But do you question the Empress's judgment? This fucker. I said you were handsome, but I take it back. The Emperor and Noah glare at each other. Noah doesn't respond. He finally just turns around and walks toward the door. Noah, you will prepare for the quest and depart in a month. As you wish, Your Grace. If it's not too much to ask, I want to accompany the Saintess and the Prince on their quest. Elisha's request surprises me for a moment until I remember— oh god, ow. Okay. Actually, I need some chapstick. Hold on. All this talking was drying out my mouth. Ugh. I just gotta go across my room. I won't even bother muting. Oh, big stretch. I actually looked at my model this time to see what it was doing, and yeah, when it stops tracking, especially when it's like lean forward like that, like I can actually make it do it like that. So funny, that gets you flustered. Only the ads are here to save you. I shall wait until the ads are over. And calibrate. Okay. We got 2 minutes till the ads are over. This music is very relaxing. Actually, all the music has been pretty good thus far. Got about a minute left. "50 seconds. I'm having a blast. I love when there's like a whole bunch of interesting characters, and I could sit here and kind of like theorize about them. They're all drawn very distinctly too, which is very nice. I did just mention it, but the music is very, very on point, very good. Which is also very important for me. Because if the music is kind of like distracting or like grating on the ears or something while I'm trying to read, my ADHD goes crazy. And I really just can't read. But so far, it's been very, very good. And we're back from the ads. All right, I will continue. Elijah's request surprises me for a moment until I remember that he wanted to join the mission when Levi was the saint as well. Are you sure, High Priest? You will be leaving your office behind for 2 months. Yes, I'm sure. I'll take Gareth with me as well. Meredith can manage running the office on her own. I'll appoint some people to help her with the paperwork. The Saint's quest will be a historic moment in the life of the Lokari Empire. I wouldn't want to miss witnessing the Saintess defeat the Demon Queen. He has strange tastes, but with Elijah's light magic, our success will be easier. I don't protest. We'll need all the help we can get. Alright, you may go as well. Thank you, Your Grace. I will organize a ball to celebrate the finding of the Saintess tomorrow evening. Be sure to attend, all of you. Yeah, get the fuck off my screen. Yeah, bitch. We all reply will be there, and after some final departing words, we're dismissed. After the audience, I ask everyone to give me some time alone. I'm too overwhelmed by the recent events. I need some time to think. Yeah, no kidding. I take a sheet of paper and a quill, and I begin to scribble down my thoughts. I survived my death event, the demon attack in the woods near Decur's mansion. That's why Levi is likely to continue to love Celeste and not become interested in anybody else. Except I'm not really the Celeste he loves. I have her memories and a portion of her skills, but I'm basically Celine in Celeste's body. I'm not just Celeste recollecting a past life. Instead, I, Celine, have taken over Celeste's body at a pivotal moment of her current life. Does that mean Celeste is dead? I guess the answer to that question doesn't really matter, though the thought of her passing is sad. I'm now the Saintess of the Golden Bow, a hero the whole Lokari Empire has been awaiting for years, yet Levi was supposed to take on that role. Levi has been training to protect Celeste all his life. He's way more skilled at archery than I am. I have a month to train myself to use a bow properly. Not just any bow though, the golden bow, which seems more ornamental than practical. Wielding that weapon will be a pain in the ass, I'm sure. Hopefully those wings aren't made of gold, because that would be freaking... I mean like actual gold, not just like colored gold. Because that would be freaking heavy. What were the two components needed to defeat the Demon Queen again? The first one is firing an arrow. Excuse me for a second. The first one is firing an arrow imbued with the golden bow's light magic at the Demon Queen's heart and actually hitting the target. So I'll need to practice both archery and accessing the bow's magic. As someone who comes from Earth, I have no idea how to wield magic. The very concept of magical power coursing through my body is foreign to me. I mean, after watching Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon and Magical Girl Ray Earth, all you need is the power of love. So just fall in love with the dude and you'll be good. Or, oh, I just coughed. I had like breathed in to continue reading, and the air got like stuck in my lungs. I don't know, it was weird. So I had to like cough to get it out. But yeah, like I was saying, just fall in love with one of the dudes, or my secret option in my head is also fall in love with the Demon Queen. Yeah, I failed the Doki Doki. I suppose training with the bow will just take time, though I have little to spare. As for wielding its magic, that's something Elijah will know more about, given that he's a light magic user. I scribbled down that I need to talk to Elijah about the golden bow and its magic. Know thy enemy, they say. And right now my enemy until I master it is that bow. There was also a second component to defeating the Demon Queen, one that follows a story trope more than practical logic. Noah and Levi's love makes the magic of the golden bow stronger. How is that possible? I have no idea. I'm telling you, it's the power of love. Would Noah and Levi being in love now still solve this problem? Regardless, the two of them falling in love is not going to happen now. Levi is still hung up on Celeste. He won't give Noah a second look. Meanwhile, the real Celeste is technically dead. She never returned Levi's feelings anyway. And as for myself, I can't imagine falling in love with someone in a month. Love is such a difficult topic for me. I don't trust or fall in love easily. I'm so scared. Or so screwed. I'm scared. The situation isn't just a story in a book anymore. It's my reality. The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. Are you sure the only you is you? Levi, Elijah, Noah, Eurydice, Father, the Empress. They're all real people, unfortunately for those last two. They aren't acting according to script either. The plot of the book has changed. It's a real world now with unpredictable consequences. And I'm at the center of this new story. Levi dies at the end of the book, despite defeating the Demon Queen, despite Noah's love for him. Will I die again too? Or will that aspect of the story change as well? No, I can't give up. I must change reality and my fate. It's not like me to mope around and feel defeated. I'm the master of my own destiny. If I have to fall in love with someone, who should it be? Levi, who blindly adores his lady? Noah, who has been burdened with leading the mission to defeat the Demon Queen? Elijah, who is a priest and can't marry someone unless they're part of the church? Or should I pick someone else entirely? The Demon Queen? I'm inventing a secret route, like all on my own. I at least have to admit that all three of them are handsome men. I just hope my own baggage isn't going to drag me down too much. Will I turn cold and detached if I enter into a relationship with any of them, just like I did towards my ex-boyfriend? Can someone like me even make a guy fall in love with her within a month? My heart is beating so quickly. Now that I realize what's really at stake and what I have to do, I'm terrified. I lie down in bed and hide my face against a pillow. Tears stream down my cheeks, soaking the material. For the first time since reincarnating, I give in to all the emotions that have built up inside of me. I'm just one young girl. How can I carry so many heavy burdens? Eventually, I cry myself to sleep. I toss and turn all night though, unable to get any real rest until nearly dawn. The next evening, Linda gets me all dolled up for the grand ball the Empress is throwing in my name. At the ball, I find myself sitting at the table, staring at silverware I have no idea how to properly use. Celeste's memories aren't helping me much. The servant puts a salad in front of me. I pick up one of the forks. There's an offended gasp from my left. I look at the noble lady sitting next to me. Oh, Lord. That face. She's almost purple in the face, staring down at the fork I'm holding. Wrong piece of cutlery, then. I put it down and take another in my hand. I still sideways glance at the noble lady. She doesn't seem to be offended anymore. She's like a fucking... like... etiquette meter, I guess? Just kind of like hover your hand over cutlery until she makes a pleased face. This one must be the right fork, then. When everyone starts eating, I dig into the salad too, but it tastes like paper to me. I'm nervous. My hands are clammy. Mom spaghetti.
So you've become the Saintess, Lady d'Aquarius.
Okay. Who are you? I like how you look, but you also kind of got the feeling of a douchebag. The man to my right, Duke George, if Celeste's memory serves me correctly, strikes up a conversation with me. He's a young duke and a powerful player on the battlefield of Lakari Empire's politics. I'll have to do my best not to say or do anything strange.
Yes, despite my surprise, the Golden Bow has chosen me.
Is he a northern duke? I mean, he's got the snowflake motif going on.
Well, now that you carry such an important role, do you plan to improve your knowledge of etiquette?
I freaking knew it. There's always got to be a northern duke. That's classic. He points at my salad. Oh, come on. What am I doing wrong this time? The Duke smiles, but his expression isn't unkind.
You have no idea what you're doing wrong, do you?
Well, no. Are you gonna be an asshole about it?
I don't.
May I?
Are you gonna be nice about it? He extends his hand to me, and when I don't protest, he touches my hand gently to modify the way I'm holding the fork.
Oh, come on, George. You're spoiling the fun.
Is this the purple-haired lady? The lady to my left has a cruel smile on her face. Shoot, I really was eating the wrong salad, or the salad wrong after all. My cheeks heat up from embarrassment, and suddenly I find it hard to breathe. For every kind person like Duke George, there's a cruel one like that lady here. A vulture just waiting for me to make a mistake. Now that I'm the Saintess, I will be watched even more closely than Celeste was as a mere Count's daughter. They're all going to be laughing for weeks about the way I ate the stupid salad. I just know it. Celeste's memory tells me that this incident won't be the first time she's ruined her reputation with a stupid mistake either. Yep, I knew it. Penelope. Well, also, okay, yeah, okay. I see it. It just hit me. Her name being Penelope. Okay. Excuse me. I can't be here anymore. I have to get some fresh air or else I will hyperventilate. Are you okay? Duke George calls after me, but I walk quickly to the terrace. Once I'm away from the throne room, I run into the gardens. I stop only when I reach a small lake. Here, I put my arms around my frame, trying to control my breathing. Breathe, Celine. In and out. In and out. Don't cry. Don't cry. You'll ruin the makeup Linda spent hours putting on you to make you look like a real noble lady. Didn't think I would run into you here. Is this going to be Noah? It's going to be a very, very Callisto-like encounter. Turn around when I hear the voice. It's Noah. He's drawn his sword, and his usual mocking demeanor is not present. He's completely serious when... Okay. Yep. We had a Penelope. He's Callisto-like. Now he's holding a sword to my throat. We've met in the gardens far away from everybody else during a special event. I very much appreciate this. Oh boy. He suddenly puts his sword against my throat. My heart beats so loudly that it feels like it could jump out of my chest. This time from fear. Does Noah want to kill me?
I wish I could just kill you and be done with it.
It should have been me, not him!
It's
not fair!
True. Same. Honestly, I wouldn't mind being in this position. He does, but why? Suddenly I remember the scene. I fangirled over it when I was reading the novel. This is the scene where Noah puts his sword to Levi's throat. It's overly dramatic, and most of the readers of the novel read it as a romantic interaction. We talked about the event for hours on the Webnovel's forums. But now I think this setup is just ridiculous. I could take a step back at any time from the coldness of steel, and my neck would be safe. I give Noah a long stare. He's looking at me seriously, as if he's really pondering if he should harm me. I don't believe he actually will. I will entertain his antics for a while longer just to see what he has to say to me. I want to know how much the scene changes with me here instead of Levi.
Why do you want me dead?
Because you're the reason I have to go on the mission to kill the Demon Queen. And so soon. If anybody less capable than you had been chosen as the Saintess, Mother wouldn't have told us to leave within a mere month.
Somehow I doubt that. I think she would have found any excuse. But that's just me. I'm glad he thinks so highly of my archery skills, especially considering how little the nobles think of my etiquette skills. But he's wrong.
I may not be as great at archery as you think.
Oh boy, he's gonna kill us. Can't blame us for that. Exactly.
That fact would change nothing at this point. Mother is now convinced you can defeat the fiend.
Listen, I can't help it. God chose me. Okay? I'm not religious, but God chose me.
This is a suicide mission. None of us will come back from the quest.
Okay, that's not true. Even though I remember this line from the book, my eyes widen.
How do you know we won't return?
His words almost feel oddly like foreshadowing for what happens in the book. Noah seems to seriously believe what he's saying.
20 people going deep into demon-ravaged lands to enter the Demon Queen's castle and kill her. What could possibly go wrong?
Man, this voice actor went ham. I love it. He's really convinced he's going to die on this quest. I can see the desperation in his eyes.
Can't you convince your mother to postpone the day we leave or to increase the amount of people we can bring with us?
No, girl, no. You and I were in the room together, and like we should both be able to realize that she doesn't care. She wants him dead, even if that means all of us die. Okay? Also, I recognize this moon in the background. It's very Manhwa. I don't know if it's like the same stock image that a lot of Manhwa panels will use for like a moon sky shot, but I recognize it. It's very close, if not the same. And I like that. It's really drawing me into the world. Oh
I've
boy.
already tried. She doesn't want to listen.
Of course she doesn't. Like I said, she wants us dead. She doesn't care.
It's almost if she wants to set us up for failure.
Exactly. Oh, Noah, you're closer to the truth than you think. I can't tell him anything about his mother's plan to get rid of him. He would just grow suspicious if I, someone he barely knows, spouted such important information about his life. I can only tell him what's really going on with the Empress when, or if, we become friends during the quest. Or lovers.
Look, I'm afraid of the mission too. But I don't want to give up. I won't just roll over and die. I'll keep fighting until the very end.
We don't like her. His mother stinks. Correct. That is the correct response.
No matter how the mission ends, I want to be sure I've done everything I can to fulfill my role properly.
Noah's eyes widen. Whose parent is worse? That's a good question. They're both awful for different reasons. Celeste's father is an emotional, abusive asshole who's neglectful and just terrible. The Empress, like, actively wants Noah dead, but she won't, like, directly involve herself in trying to, like, kill him. She won't, like, pick up a sword and, like, go at him like that. They're both very, very different levels of, or different types, I should say, of terrible parent. So I'd say they're both evenly awful.
You're right. I can't just give up.
Aw, Noah. You gave up a lot easier than Callisto did. Callisto actually, like, hurt Penelope. I must also see the mission through until the end. Almost thought of telling you to kill me. I'm sure you'll do great on the quest. I'm sure you do great in the quest. I hear you're a great fighter. Rumor has it you're difficult to talk to and don't have very good social skills. All I see here is a composed young woman who can compliment others. You're a mystery, Saintess. Oh yeah, we earned brownie points with Noah, hell yeah. Uh-oh, I must be careful about what I say to others. I don't want to break my character as Celeste too much. One thing's for sure, I don't want you to die, Your Grace. Noah, or just Noah is fine. We're teammates now, I suppose. And then lovers. I like the sound of that. Noah smiles back. He seems much more relaxed now. I'll continue trying to get Mother to delay the deadline for us to leave. I would appreciate more time to train. Right. Time to go back to the ball then. Without sparing me another glance, Noah walks past me towards the terrace. I watch him until he disappears between the carefully trimmed bushes of the palace garden. I look out at the water of the lake and take a few deep breaths. I really hadn't expected Levi's scene with Noah to play out for me. I also didn't respond like Levi did. Our encounter didn't turn romantic at all. Yet my heart is beating quite regardless, because I'm still scared about so many things. The stress is catching up to me. I fall to my knees on the soft grass. I can't hold back my tears any longer. In the end, I'm just a girl caught up in so many responsibilities. I'm tired. I'm terrified. I want it all to stop. No matter how much I cry, though, this new reality won't magically change for me. I'm still Celeste, and I'm still the Saintess. The sooner I accept my fate and put my energy into the few things I can still change, the better. With renewed purpose, I get up and start walking back to my room. Screw the ball. I'm not going back there only to be ridiculed further. I don't want the whole imperial court to continue watching how terrible I am at being a noble lady. If I had more time before the quest, I would take lessons to get better at etiquette. However, with the way the situation has unfolded, I'll have to focus only on improving my archery and horseback riding skills. Besides, the future of the Empire doesn't depend on me knowing which fork to use for a salad, but it certainly does hang on me using the golden bow correctly. I'm walking down the corridor towards the apartment where my family is staying when I hear someone running behind me. Levi! It's Celeste. Levi calls me by my first name, like he always does when it's just him and Celeste. It's something the two of them agreed to do when they were younger. Levi stops before me and looks me up and down. Where have you been? I didn't notice when you left the throne room. You're not supposed to go anywhere without me. Father's orders, I know. I just forgot. I realize I haven't been thinking about how Levi would feel if I suddenly disappeared again, or yet again. I'm not concerned about failing to follow his orders. I'm genuinely worried about you. He blushes and looks away. My heartbeat quickens. Why, though? Celeste has no romantic feelings towards Levi. But do I? I must admit he's very handsome and kind, and he is my favorite character from the book. Am I that much of a simp? Yes. Yes, you are. I let out a long sigh. Levi looks back at me with a worried expression. Then he looks me up and down again. You're all right, are you not? He focuses on my face and frowns. You've been crying? He must notice my smudged makeup. No, I haven't. I'm fine. I was, but I feel better now. What made you cry? When I see the sincere worry on Levi's face, I want to tell him the truth. I'm just overwhelmed by suddenly becoming the Saintess, by having to carry the burden of saving the whole empire. I look down, tears welling up in my eyes again. Celeste. I look back up to see Levi staring at me with love and adoration. It hurts being on the receiving end of such feelings, knowing that they aren't really for me. No matter what happens, know that I'll always stay by your side. I'm sorry to drag you into this quest with me. He would have been caught up in this mess anyway if he were the saint, but now he's coming along anyway as Celeste's knight. What if Levi dies protecting me? My heart feels heavy. I must do my best to be as strong as possible. Don't say that. I swore to always protect you, did I not? Back when I became your knight, remember? I recall Celeste's memory of the time. They were both 14 back then, and Levi took a knee in front of her and swore he would protect her until death did them part. He practically proposed to me. He made his vow with such sincerity and fervor. Yet I'm not the one whom he swore to always stay beside. That person was Celeste, so he should be free of the oath since Celeste is kind of dead. I can't tell him the truth, though. On the spur of the moment, I gesture towards Levi. Lean down, please. You're too tall. He is cute. Too tall for what? Levi gives me a puzzled look, but complies with my request. I press up on my toes and kiss him on the cheek, not as Celeste, but as Celine, because I genuinely feel grateful to him and don't know how to express myself right now. Aw, cute.
Celeste?
Cute! Levi blushes a deep red and gets flustered. Only when I lean back and smile at him do I realize I shouldn't be doing something so intimate to a man who loves the woman who once inhabited this body. I might be sending him the wrong message.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I just wanted to express my gratitude.
I let out a sigh.
You always do your very best to protect me. Thank you, Levi.
You're welcome, but it's my job to take care of you.
I know you're not doing it just because it's your job.
Oh, I like that her fingers are just a little bit under that like strap around his collar to really like tug him down. Levi gives him a startled look, or gives me a startled look. I turn around and start walking towards my room before he can reply. Let's go, Levi. We need to rest. Training starts tomorrow. Thank you. Oh, thank you for playing the Saintess of the Golden Bow short polished demo. Follow us on X for more updates on the game's development. We got through the demo. Join our mailing list. Oh, I can click that. Before the end of September to take part in the extended demo beta tests. Oh, I can't access the gallery. But it's because it's just a demo, though. Well, that was fun. I would love to play the full game. So I'm definitely going to be joining the mailing list. I'm going to click on that right now, actually. What's my email? gmail.com. Are you interested in the beta test? You just sent out to subscribers. I beta tested Save the Villainess, so I might as well beta test this as well. I found you on X. And submit. There we go. I've joined the mailing list. Hell yeah. Go ahead and close that. That was super duper fun. Thanks for letting me play. The characters were great. The voice acting was really, really good. The music was awesome. The art was on point. I really like those CGI that had like the kind of like fuzzy light effect that made it look very much like a anime screenshot. I love that. I know how hard that is to like produce an artwork. I've made fake anime screenshots before and they're not easy. They're not easy. But it's like, it's so good. It's so good. And I do like that, like I've read stories where it's like, oh, a female character gets transported into like a BL storyline and like then she becomes like the romantic interest of people who would have been interested in people of the same gender. But this is so far treated very respectfully in that sense. Favorite guy. That's hard. The little flirtiness of Elijah was nice. Levi kind of has a place in my heart because I always kind of fall for characters that like are in love with a character. Like I'm playing Dreambound and the character I'm going for, the route I'm going for, he's obviously loved our main character since they were in high school at the very least. And he had to watch the main character fall in love with somebody else and that just like, oh, my heart. So I always have like a fondness for guys like that. But also, I can't deny the Callisto factor of Noah. I can't. And he seems like he could have been like a wild card character. Like Callisto was kind of like a little insane in the beginning when you first meet him, but Noah seems a bit more controlled than that, and I kind of appreciate that. Plus I just also like how he looks. I like how they all look, but if I had to pick like a favorite, it'd probably be Noah. He's probably my top choice right now if I were to go down somebody's route. So it's Noah. Ooh, okay. So George isn't an asshole. That's great. Because he didn't give off asshole vibes. He kind of gave off like I'm genuinely trying to kind of like help you vibes, where Penelope on the other side was giving off the asshole vibes. I'd probably try a George route too. I have a weakness for the Dukes of the North. He's the older guy who's seen shit type. Ooh, yeah, I like that type. I do like that type. Plus, again, Northern Dukes. You just have a fondness for those characters because God knows I've read so many manhwa. Like, hold on. Let me change to display capture. And, like... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me log in. First of all, let me remove that knife. I don't need that anymore. Let me hide this and log in. Just let me log in with Google. Thank you. Continue with Google. Nope, that's not it. It's this one. Oh, I'm gonna age verify. We've already done this. What cat? Why are you yelling? I'm busy logging in. Why are my cats freaking all of a sudden? Where's my subscriptions here? Where is my subscriptions? Where's my library? Here we go. Okay, back to display capture. Like, I'm reading so many on Tapas. I got like 10 pages worth of shit that I got. And a lot of it is like the Isekai'd trope. A lot of it's also like spicy BL. But yeah, it's there's so many. There's so many. So many. I wish I could just filter this by genre, but like, oh, I got so many. More down here. This one. I love this one. Marriage of Convenience. Ooh, it's so good. I Stole the Female Lead's First Love. That one's great. Talented Baby's good. We got the Siren becoming the villain's family. Secret Lady is so good. Wicked No More is pretty cute. Leah's bad ending is a lot of kind of like sort of like revenge porny a little bit. The villainess is a marionette. That one's good. Babysitting the male lead. That one's also really good. I Wasn't the Cinderella. Karina's Last Days. I Failed to Oust a Villain. I've heard of that for sure. I don't know if I've read it though. I Failed to Oust a Villain. This one. Let me do the page, yeah. I haven't read this one yet, but I plan to. Male leads with long hair. I kind of leave on the back burner. That one's hot. Is there a mature version? Ooh, they got the novel too. Ooh. Ooh. Go ahead and subscribe. Put that in there. Read it for later. I have like 44,653 ink. I need to get more ink. I haven't done any like offers in a long time. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I like contrasts, and usually, of course, the female lead's gonna have long hair. So it's like if the male lead and the female lead both have long hair, I'm like, that's a lot of hair. So I get distracted. And so it also depends on the artist. Like sometimes they draw it so good that I'm like, I don't even care. And then other times it's like, he'd probably look better in your art style with short hair. With just how they draw men. It really depends. It really depends. What, Cat? Have you read anything? No, because you can't read. So shut up. This one, talk about hot. This one is, I fell into a reverse harem game. The mature, at least on Tapas, the mature chapters have like their own separate thing. But it's spicy. It's spicy. She kind of just like goes into the role of being the reverse harem lead. And it's there's a lot of complicated relationships and a lot of spicy ones. I Shall Master This Family is like one of my top favorites of all time. Of all time. Villain Behind the Curtain. Is that the one I think it is? Yeah, that's the one with the fucking fucked up mom. And they've quote unquote brainwashed the male lead to kind of like do whatever the female lead wants. Female lead, however, is a very good person, but she's like I don't know if any of you have read Roxanne or Roxana. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Roxanne. Roxana. Roxanne? Roxana, yeah. But it's kind of that situation where it's like, yeah, Roxana. Where it's like she knows the character that she's in. I can't remember if it's Isekai. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Doesn't say so in the summary, but I'm pretty sure she has like fallen into this character. And she knows the kind of fucked up situation that she's in, and the male lead is in specifically because he's been brainwashed by her family, specifically the mom. And she's trying to undo his brainwashing while at the same time like getting him to like a position of power while all behind her mom's back. And it's really good. It's really good. There's a lot of tense moments where you're like, oh, is mom gonna find out? Yeah, that, oh god, we've talked about this before on stream, but yeah, the reason Roxana being on hiatus is so sad. I feel so bad for the author. Or, well, specifically the artist. It's just like, like everything that happened to her is just so, oh god, it kills me. Especially when her artwork is so amazing. Like, holy shit. Continues forward, the series will be entering hiatus in order to allow the author more time to work on episodes. Yeah. Honestly, give her as much time as she freaking needs. I will wait forever for Roxana. Plus, they have the novel, I do believe. Yeah, they got the novel going. So it's like you can always just read ahead in the novel. I'm so glad Tapas is getting novels as well. They're like really getting a whole bunch of them because I used to have to go through Radish, I think the app was called, which had a lot of not Korean novels in it. It was like very saturated with not Korean novels. So finding the Korean novels on there was a fucking pain in the ass. But once you did, then you could put it in your library and then it was not a huge deal. But they didn't have like a huge selection either. But Tapas is really like getting a bunch of novels out there and it's so good. Because I always want to read ahead in the novels. If the manhwa like stops at a point, I'm like, oh, but there's so much more. I want to know. Like, I'm reading the shit out of Debut or Die. Because the manhwa is not that far into it. But there's like a lot in the novel. It should be like in the 170s, 180s for chapters. Oh, that's a lie. I need to catch up. We're in the 200s. Whew. Okay. It's been a hot minute since I've been reading Debut or Die. Oh boy. That's a good one. It's almost Isekai'd, kinda. Sorta. Isekai into another person's life. But yeah, there's just so many good stories out there. I would highly recommend all of them. But I don't have the time to recommend every single one. And I will close that. All right. It's only midnight. I think I'll play some Love in Deepspace. Yeah. We'll do some Love in Deepspace. I'll jump over to the vertical gaming.